All right, the 7th of October, and we still have hummingbirds. About 8 or 10 hummingbirds, and we got a few 48-degree days coming up, but not days, nights. I think that'll probably be the end of the hummingbirds, because usually when it gets that cold, they all have fattened up and are ready to head south. So, you know, if you're a Bible believer, you know that all eyes should be on Israel. And Israel is going to be engaged in a major retaliatory war here, probably in the next couple of days, because they've been attacked by Hamas. And it's pretty devastating. So, you know, this may be the tinder. This may be what starts it. And, you know, if you don't believe that, that's okay. I'm 100% okay with people believing differently than me. But I know what I'm waiting for. Yeehaw. I hate to see the destruction of life, but in the end, well, you know who the winner is. So today, our neighbors over here, they're having an outside wedding, and it's going to be a all-day shindig. So I've got some gas. I got 5 gas cans that I need to fill up, and I have my stabilizer in them. And I'm gonna do that first thing because there's gonna be a lot of cars here, and you know that somebody's gonna run out of a parking space, and there'll be some douchebag that decides to park on the road. And she is 70 tomorrow, and my wife is 69 in a couple of weeks, and between the three of us, we have a laundry list of medical problems, and you don't know when we're going to have to get an ambulance here. So, and I guarantee you the young folks over there aren't thinking about that, but we'll see. So my point is, I'm going to go get my gas early before they have a chance to block us in or ambulances out, and I won't have to get mad. But I got a couple of things I'm going to do in the shop. One of them is replace the starter relay on Bev's lawnmower right there.
What are you out here pretending to be old again?
Pretending to be old?
Stop being old.
I'm not old.
You old grouch.
I'm not old. You're going to be 69. What do you think 69 is?
Yeah, I mean,
69 is old. You're old. You're cranky and old.
You're a grouchy old man.
Yeah, go away.
Get off my grass.
You're an old lady.
That's basically what you're saying. Get off my grass.
You kids stay off my grass. All right, one more cup of coffee, and we're going to get the cranky day started. Okay, engage Cranky Brad. You see this parking lot? There's 1 car, 2 car, 3 cars. This parking lot is virtually empty. When I got here to get gas, every single pump was full, had a car at it. And you would not believe the people that park their cars in the fuel island and then go grocery shopping. I'm totally stumped why anyone thinks this is okay. Somebody comes out and moves their car, and I pull in, and the lady who I was waiting behind, by the time I did get pulled in there and start filling up my gas can, she comes out with her full shopping cart, doesn't buy a drop of gas, loads her car up at the fuel island, and then leaves her buggy right there at the fuel island. I sometimes I'm just completely mystified as to completely thoughtless people. It just blows my mind. And I used to experience this as a truck driver. You'd have a truck stop, busy. And truck drivers, not all, some, would pull in, not even buy fuel, go to the bathroom, screw around, maybe go get something to eat, and leave their truck in the fuel island with all them other trucks that need to get fueled and get on their way. It just used to totally just astonish me that people could be that completely thoughtless and unconcerned with the needs of others. And this is a perfect example of what I just experienced here. A huge parking lot, empty, anywhere you could park, but people pull into the fuel pump island, block a fuel pump, and then go grocery shopping. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay, Cranky Brad off. So, Got a couple of little projects. We couldn't use this buggy the other day, this cart, because this will not fit over the 2-inch balls that we have on our lawnmowers. And my gator right there. So first thing I'm gonna do is put this little bracket here, so when I do pull on these, it doesn't unbend the handle. And then I got to put a bigger U-bolt over here. So I'm just gonna probably drill one hole, use one existing hole, and drill another one just a little further away, and that's that project. And I am looking for some thick expanded metal. I think I found some. I sent a message, and if they have it, I'm going to go get it. If not, I'll just continue using this until it completely falls apart. And then I got to put a starter relay on that. Alrighty, there we go. Next, I got to pull a battery out of this. If I recall, the starter relay somewhere up in front of that battery box. So let me get the battery out of there, get the battery box out, and we'll have a look. Found it. It's not exactly where I thought it was, but close. It's not in the front, but it is right there. That's it right there. So I got to unbolt it, get it out here where I can get my hands on it, and put a new one on. I got a new one. I just happened to grab the right one, so. All right, let me, I don't think there's a way I can set you up to watch this, so I'll take it off and show you what it looks like off the mower. Oh, and what's holding it on is one little old bolt right there. That's a 10 millimeter. I'll fix to take it off right now. Well, that's the new one. Now we need to get it back up under there, and that bolt put through there. But see those studs? Those are 1/4 studs, and these are 5/16. So I have no idea why the difference in size, but they are. All right, I need 2 hands for this, so I'll put this back together. Let me show you my case for my pruning saws. I went to check out at Lowe's and Home Depot yesterday with this, and man, those people watched me like a hawk. I'm gonna check the oil on this and then sit on it just to make sure it was, in fact, the starter solenoid. Good enough. Let's close this. I got to get on it from the other side because of my leg. Just like my motorcycle. All right, let's see. Will it? All right, when I come back, I'm going to take my chainsaws out and I'll put my file on them and touch up the teeth, sharpen up a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to touch them up with a file. All right, so got the starter solenoid on that. I got that little cart fixed up where I can drag it around with all our mowers with the trailer hitch balls on them. I've got all my gas cans finally swapped out to fresh gas with stable in it. That was $95 for the last 5 gallons, plus topping off my pickup. So, okay. I go in here and set a minute with my wife, and then I'm gonna go get them chainsaws out and tidy up the edges, sharpen them up, because that last big log there, I can't believe I bought a brand new, here's the thing on them steels. Put a new bar on each one of my steels, some new sprockets, new clutch, new bearings, and new chains. And that big saw, the 391, I've done all my cutting with that big saw, them two huge oak trees, and all I've done is touch it up with a file. It's the original chain that I bought, when I knew I was going to be doing this. I refreshed my chainsaws with new parts. So anyway, I can't believe I've gotten that much cutting out of one chain, and I'm going to try to finish this up with that chain. So that's my last little project for today, is to get them chainsaws out and put some files on them and really sharpen them up good. Just out of curiosity, I took this starter relay apart and I've figured out what's wrong with it. And my wife said the connection was, she said whenever she went to start it, if she picked the seat up and dropped it, it would start. And I kind of figured it was this, but I didn't figure it would be just a simple loose wire. I mean, I could actually fix that. But I got it apart because I wanted to see what was in it. So let's just finish taking it apart. And before I do that, I want to tell you something. This is Saturday. Get off. This is Saturday. Oh, I think it's about 11. And overnight, Hamas launched thousands of rockets into Gaza, where Israeli settlers are. And then they invaded, and they have removed Israeli families, mother, father, children, and executed them in streets. And this is big, 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 big. And this may be the precursor, or what sets off the Ezekiel 38 war. I'm telling you what day it is, Saturday. This will be uploaded for Sunday morning. So between now and Sunday morning, their Shabbat ends in a few, they are 9 hours ahead of us. So their sundown is like 6 or 6:30 over there in Israel. And they're 9 hours ahead of us, and it's 11 o'clock here. So any minute now, Israel is going to be launching a counterstrike. And oh my God. Another thing, the Iranian parliament was videoed, and it's already made public, chanting in the parliament, "Death to Israel," as this was happening. So there's no denial that, Iran funds Hamas. So there's no denying that Iran, it's sort of like forming an LLC. It puts a bit of a legal buffer between you and blame for something. Let's just say that I owned a truck and I formed an LLC and I had a driver in the truck and he had a wreck. Well, they could only sue the LLC, whatever property or money the LLC had. They couldn't sue me for owning the truck. See, that's what I'm saying about Iran. Their proxy is Hamas. And Iran fully funds Hamas, and every weapon Hamas gets comes through Iran. So between what's going on now and Iran chanting "Death to Israel" in their parliament, there's no doubt that, anyway, I'm saying this could be the very beginning of something world changing. And if you're if you're on the same page I am, bring it on. I hate to see the death and destruction of people, but this only hastens the end, which I'm looking forward to. So in the meantime, I'm gonna keep on puttering. So let me take this apart and we'll see what we got. Oh, let me tell you this, something really bizarre. That cart right there I'm going to walk over there and show it to you. The expanded metal is paper thin, and we have, from throwing logs on it, I mean, just busted and bent and pulled it away. I mean, you could almost bet, yeah, you can move it by hand. It's paper thin. So the other one that we have that's just like this, I replaced the expanded metal with some 1/8 inch thick stuff and welded it in there, and it is solid as a rock. But I only had enough to do one. And I found some on Facebook. Somebody's selling it. Well, it said expanded metal. That was the only description, expanded metal. But the picture of it, it looks like it was aluminum. Now, they make expanded metal that's aluminum. Well, metal encompasses aluminum. So I sent the guy a message. I said, is this aluminum or steel? You would not believe the message I got back. Read the description, you stupid idiot. It was a lot more than that. So I went to Wikipedia and I copied just this little short blurb that said aluminum, a light white metal that, and it described its metallurgical makeup. Aluminum is metal. Titanium is metal. There's all kinds of metals, but there's only one kind of steel. So I asked him if it was steel or aluminum, because in the picture it was bright and shiny like aluminum. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe he just couldn't say steel or aluminum. So I just sent him that little Wikipedia thing, description of aluminum, and the very first thing was aluminum, a white metal, blah, 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 that makes up. And I said, dude, all you had to tell me is if it was steel or aluminum. Why would you choose this evil, hate-filled, angry rant towards a person who was asking you a very simple question? Because in the picture, it looks like it's aluminum, and I can't weld aluminum, but I can weld steel. If it was steel, I would come get it, but I don't need anything bad enough to deal with that. So anyway, he said a few more horrible things to me, and then he blocked me. And that was after I sent him the description of aluminum, which was a white metal. Oh, Lord, what a day, what a day, what a day. And, yeah, I am a little bit cranky myself. I hurt like hell. And it was the day before yesterday. This is Saturday, so it was Thursday that I did all that heavy lifting. And Friday I was in agony. I went to bed at 5:30 Friday night. No, I'm sorry, Thursday night. After the day of handling all that wood, I went to bed at 5:30, took my meds, went to bed, woke up at 11:30 and got up. That was it. I couldn't sleep anymore. The pain was so bad. So all day Friday, I got by on a very limited amount of sleep, and last night I did sleep. Friday night I slept pretty good. Woke up this morning, still hurting, and yeah, perhaps a little cranky. I can admit it, but I know I'm a little cranky, so I stay away from people. But I hurt. That's all there is to it. And when you hurt this bad, it's hard to be pleasant. So even little things like this Facebook person just going off on me for asking a simple question whether that was aluminum or steel. And I guarantee you I'm not the only one that's asking that question, because in the picture, it's in sunlight and it is bright, shiny like aluminum would be. And there's a lot of people who would not want it if it was aluminum, just like me. So anyway, he's probably going to get that question again. And who knows, maybe he's got that question a dozen times and he's sick of answering stupid people. I guess. So anyway, look at that dog out there. Wouldn't you just like to be that happy? Sunshine on your belly, rolling in the grass. I sure love that dog. I sure do love that breezy boy. What? Did you say my name? Okay. I'm going to take this apart. We'll have a look at it. Well, that's easy enough to understand. This is an electromagnet. When you turn the key, electricity pushes this little plunger, which is right there, pushes that plunger up, and it pushes that little plastic thing up. This is spring loaded, and it pushes it up, and what it does is make that contact this. That's why, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but when these do quit working, you can turn the key on and you can take a pair of pliers, naked pliers without the, insulation on them, or anything, or a big wrench, and just touch these two across from each other and crank it up. People do that, for years they've done that. It's just a way of getting yourself home after one of these goes bad on the road. So that's simple. So all I had to do is clean up the contact points like that and that. See the corrosion there? And clean up these. I could put this back together, solder those wires back onto these little studs here, and that would work again. But I'm not. I mean, that's just more work than I want to do for a little piece of junk. Alrighty, that was interesting. Now I'm going to get my saws out. I got my files, and I'm ready to sharpen. All right, let me just tell you what I have found from all the cutting and all the years I've used a chainsaw. This is great, this little machine. It's, the Harbor Freight cheap one. I have extra blades. And all my adult life, I have sharpened my own chains. Once or twice, I've let somebody else sharpen them, and I've regretted it because they sharpen a half a tooth away instead of just kissing the front edge and putting the edge back on it. They cut away half a tooth. So that's why I do my own now, and that's what made me buy that. So here's what I found. That if you touch these up often, and then you could avoid putting it on that. Once you start putting these chains on the chainsaw sharpener, you heat the edge of the tooth, and you pull some of the heat treatment out of it. You temper it, basically, so you don't get near the cutting out of it that you would if you just stay after it with a file. It's a lot more work and it's tedious, but man, you can make these chains last forever if you're really careful and judicious. I should use another word. Anyway, if you're really careful and you use a file often to touch it up when you're done cutting, you can keep these chains for a long time. And eventually they stretch. And I've known people who have gone and had links taken out. I've never done that. By that time, if they stretch so far where they're beyond your adjustment, I don't want to trust a chain that is stretched that far. Okay, I'm going to get to sharpening. I just can't stop thinking about Ezekiel 38 and what's going on in Israel, and how, if this is not the beginning of Ezekiel 38, it's missing a perfect opportunity, because all the pieces are falling in place of the puzzle. Okay, there's one saw, and I just decided, you see how chewed up this is? This is some bizarre wood. I have no idea what it is, but this is like a cardboard. So I have a leftover piece of plywood from the AC window project, and I think it's only 4 feet wide, but that would cover, I think this is a 6-foot table, so it'll leave a foot at either. Hell, let me get I'm right here with the tape measure. Yeah, I'll use you. So yeah, this is 6 foot, so that would leave a foot on either end. Oh, that'd be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that today. And the only thing I'll have to do is re-drill holes where my screwdrivers go. So no big deal. So as soon as I'm done with these chainsaws, that is my next project. All right, I got it cut, got it up there. Now I'm gonna take a little break and screw it down, and then I'm going to drill my holes for my screwdrivers back there. And I can't think of anything else to do today. Alrighty, there we go. It's about 2 in the afternoon. I've done nothing but tinker and putter and tidy up and just do little odds and ends. And I can't think of anything else to do. I do have that cut off piece over at the trailer that I need to put inside so it doesn't get wet. And I guess I'll call it a day. Have a good Sunday if we're still here.